guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking all about looksmaxing, the community itself, and the people within the community, and just the toxicity around that whole community on TikTok and other platforms. Because honestly, I don't know. There's one specific person that made me do this video, and we'll talk about him later, but he definitely influenced it a lot. Now, obviously, I'm sure some of you probably have no clue what looksmaxing is, know nothing about it. So I'm going to give you a little history slash rundown of what looksmaxing is. Now, the first kind of like traces and rumored origins of this looksmaxing community was from the movie American Psycho. Now, if you don't know, there's a very attractive guy. You guys probably know who I'm talking about, Patrick Bateman. He is a very attractive person, and people wanted to look like him. And allegedly, it was, I guess, like somehow in some way they got influenced by his appearance to look smack. I don't really know. That's just a rumored origin. I don't really know if it's true. I was reading up on it, and it just sounds weird that that's how this whole trend started, was from American Psycho, if I'm being fully honest with you. But apparently that's how it started. Now, if you don't know what looksmaxing is, it basically means to like maximize your appearance. Things like having a jawline, face symmetry, hunter eyes is very popular too. Those kind of things are things that people aim for in this community. And basically how they do it is this, like, you get a score. Like, you can get an app, whatever, and it like analyzes your face based on those kind of things and gives you a score. And what you do is you try to up that score. Now, you can do this by either soft maxing or hard maxing. Now, soft maxing is doing things like skincare, maybe burning more calories, things like that, like easier things that other communities even do, like, gym communities, things like that. Like, they're more like on the lighter side of things. When it comes to hard maxing, there are things like doing illegal substances that people do. They take a lot of like it's insane. They'll do plastic surgery. There's a lot of things that people have done, like wild things people have done to looksmax. And yeah, I don't know. Apparently, looksmaxing has been around for a while now. It just hasn't become popular until recent. Now, reasons why is honestly because teen boys have really grabbed onto this community a lot, and it kind of through like the manosphere group too, which is like a group of people, like, it's like a community, I guess you could say, and they're kind of like anti-feminists, very like misogynistic, believe that like they're above women and that men control women, and those kind of like beliefs kind of is like that group. And that group is tied a lot when it comes to the looksmaxing community and all that kind of stuff. They are tied with them. So there's a lot of toxicity that comes with that. And another reason that looksmaxing has become more popular was also because popular creators, someone specifically like Clavicular, has become pretty popular. And he's definitely boosted that community a lot because a lot of people, found him attractive and were looking at him, looked to him for advice and things like that. Girls loved him. And we are going to talk all about Clavicular because he has done some insane, wild things, and he is so problematic. It's ridiculous. So, Clavicular became popular around 2025, and he became popular on platforms like TikTok and Kick. If you don't know what Kick is, it's kind of like Twitch, like a live streaming platform where people go on there and do crazy things for views and stuff like that. Now, the main reason he became popular was because around this time, the looksmaxing community was becoming more popular, and also people just found him attractive. Guys wanted to be him, and girls wanted to get with him. So he was very popular when it came to having a wide audience range. Some people cannot have like a wide audience, and he did. He was able to pull in a bigger audience than most people probably can. Now, he is a very, very problematic person. He's done problematic things, he's said problematic things, and an instance of this, one of the things he said that he uses the M drug to like booster his appearance, to keep his physique, things like that. Specifically, the CM drug. illegal substance thing. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, just know it is an illegal substance that nobody is supposed to be doing. And he's doing it and saying that he does it and it helps with his appearance.
Drugs do you take in a day? I'm taking testosterone every single day. I take minoxidil for my hair. I take dutasteride for my hair. I take 7.5 milligrams of Accutane a day. I use crystal meth as a stimulant and Tolene Max. It's much more mild than Adderall, actually, and I'm pretty much using meth for hollow cheeks.
Which, I, I don't know. It's beyond me. Promoting that stuff, knowing he has a younger audience, is wild to me. Promoting it in general is, to anybody is not good. But especially knowing he has a younger audience is just shows he really doesn't care. Now, another thing that he said before is he said how he wanted to get somebody pregnant and then have her drink while pregnant so that when the kid would come, the kid would be disabled and he would be able to use the disability for clout.
Dude, I'm thinking about having like a kid and making the girl I have the kid with drink a bunch of alcohol while she's pregnant.
Yo!
So that I can farm the disabled kid for content. What do you think about that? Is that a W or
There's
L?
no fucking...
Now, even if he was just joking, the fact that he went down a whole storyline of what he wanted to happen, like this to happen, to this to happen, for this, like he had it planned out in his head. So if this was just a joke, it was very planned almost. And also, who jokes about something like that? Like, who goes around saying things like that? It was very detailed. It wasn't like a quick little thing to laugh about. Like, that was something serious. And the fact that he is sitting over here just joking about it is something that's gross and disgusting, because yet again, it's not something to laugh about. It's not something to joke about. And it's just like, why even say it in the first place? Another thing too is he has said the N-word multiple times on stream. He doesn't care, really. He has said it in front of black people, he's said it in front of white people, and when he gets like called out, because people have called him out, people have said stuff to him about it, and he brushes it off. He doesn't care. And he's, like I said, he said it multiple times. He says it without stuttering. Like, I will show you multiple clips. He just says it and it doesn't like doesn't faze him.
The N-word?
Nigga. Like, not many of these niggas are balling out at 20 years old to buy this shit.
You know what I mean? Like, that word doesn't, he just says it. It's like a natural thing for him to say almost. And you can tell by how he says it. And obviously people were very upset about this because, yet again, like I said, he just says it all the time and he doesn't really care. Now, another thing that was a huge kind of like scandal for him, and one of probably the biggest ones that he has had to face, definitely damaged his career, was the Cybertruck incident. So he was in the Cybertruck with a girl, and there was this guy who was like in front of his car, kind of jumping on the truck a little bit, recording, screaming, just being like obnoxious dude kind of. And Clavicular just starts going forward and hits the guy. Now, the girl that was recording the video, you could tell she was a little bit stressed out. She was kind of like, oh my gosh, like, is he okay? Like, and Clavicular kind of said that he hoped that he was dead.
Driving with this guy. Drive.
Oh my fuck. Oh my god! You probably just ran him over, Clap. It's okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Off the car. He was on the car. Oh my god.
Is he dead?
I don't know.
Hopefully.
So, yeah, yet again, there's no empathy there whatsoever. And he's the main reason I want to make this video, because I was thinking about it, and when I came across who he was at first, I was like, this guy's absolutely cuckoo. Like, he's crazy. He has like zero empathy, I swear. He's like, people have said he's the guy version of Bonnie Blue. And yeah, I 100% agree. I think he might even be a little bit worse than her, if I'm being fully honest. I don't see any empathy. Not that I see empathy in her, but he is just so like, I don't even, he takes things so far. He doesn't care. He does what he wants. And he has like a weird like alluring kind of thing around him. Like, something pulls you in. Like, obviously people get pulled in all the time by him, but he has like a whole like vibe around him where he like can pull people in, and he's a bad person. Like, personally, like, there's been instances where I was like, oh, he's kind of cute here, and then I'm like, no, he's a horrible person, and he doesn't deserve like to have clout, like success, things like that. Like, he is a horrible person who says whatever he wants and goes around hitting people and hoping that he killed them. Like, things like that, those are not normal things. Those are not normal thoughts that people should have. And I just think he's a little bit, you know, there's definitely something wrong. I'm just gonna say that. So we're gonna get in. I'm gonna talk about all the negatives just in general around this community, and he's honestly one of the biggest negatives about this community, but there are others too that come along with it. So, like I said, honestly, one of the bigger negatives is Clavicular being in the community within himself. I just talked about all of the things that he's done, and yet again, he influences younger boys. That is his main audience, probably. Like, more than likely, if you look at his analytics, they are younger guys, and you can tell based on comments and things like the way people hype him up are definitely, you can tell, younger audience, and they are guys. Now, the problem with that is he pushes bad morals. He pushes morals like treating women poorly, just doing whatever you want, racism, things like that. Like, he definitely influences people, and if his audience, like I said, is mostly younger, that's bad because he's influencing them to treat people like how he's been treating them, which is not good. He honestly reminds me of Andrew Tate. Like, I'm being fully honest with you. He reminds me of Andrew Tate. Now, if you don't know who Andrew Tate is, there's so much lore and so much on Andrew Tate. If you want to see me do a video on Andrew Tate, if you're interested, because you don't know anything about him, let me know down below, because I'd definitely be down for that. But Andrew Tate is, just know he's very misogynistic, and he would say comments like kind of like Clvicular does, how he just has that vibe that he thinks men are better than women and men should control women, which is kind of the same ideas that Clavicular pushes. And even if you stray away from Clavicular and you just look at the Looksmaxxing community as a generally, and you look at the negatives that come along with the community, one of the biggest negatives just with the community in general is the insecurities and the self-image issues that definitely come along with the community. It gives you a score, and this score is based on things that don't necessarily make you attractive or not. I've seen very attractive people get very low scores because their face doesn't match like the numbers that this thing rates you like, I don't know, there's like a lot behind it, but I guess like the way it rates your face is looking for certain features, certain things like face symmetry, things like that. There are very pretty people who do not reach those standards, but it doesn't mean that they're not attractive. It just means they're not reaching the number standards when it comes to this community. So definitely with that, the whole community idea is to make yourself more attractive, and it almost like pushes the idea that you're not attractive as it is, you're not pretty, and you need to upgrade yourself. You need to look better, which is one of the biggest negatives about this community, is just the idea of trying to change yourself to look better, to appear better to other people. And there's nothing wrong with trying to improve your appearance when it comes to, there are limits. There are definitely limits. Say you just want to go to the gym more to be healthier and you want to maybe have more muscle. Like, that's fine. That's a healthy way of doing things. But you have like I said, talked about earlier, the hard maxing, which is bad. That stuff is very bad, very toxic. The soft maxing stuff isn't horrible. A lot of it's just more focusing on maybe eating healthier, taking care of your skin more, which those are positive things. So there are some positives, but the majority of this community is just so toxic because they are so focused on appearance and they're not focused on personality, which is a big thing, very focused on appearance and nothing else factors into it but appearance, which is another huge problem. And yet again, just leads to insecurities, especially because a lot of the audience is younger. Maybe they are maybe they are an adult, but they're like 18, 19. Still young, still very impressionable at that age. So it's just a young community and it's a very toxic environment. But I'm gonna tell you all of my opinions on Clavicular, the community, just everything in general. So, if you couldn't tell by how I've been talking about things, this whole video, I definitely don't like this community. I don't think it's a positive community to be pushing on people. I think it's so negative. There's so many negatives. There are bad people who are part of this community who get praised, who get money, who, no consequences for what they're doing, basically. And that is it's just such a toxic environment to be in. And honestly, yet again, this is just my opinion based, but I personally don't think the community is a positive thing. I think it's bad. I think the idea of focusing on looks so much and not even caring about the personality or how the person is. Clavicular is not a good person. He is somebody who should not have a platform, who should be able to influence people, yet he does because he's attractive. Which, yet again, not good ideas to be following. Not you should really focus on people's personality too. Appearance shouldn't be the only thing that ever matters, and within this community, the only thing that does matter is appearance. I'm not saying that everybody in the community is toxic, because there are people who are in this community who have no scandals, who are not bad people. But you have people like Clavicular, who definitely are one of the bigger creators in this community, who are definitely very, very toxic and should not be looked up to. But yeah, I hope you guys learned something new. I know I did. I had no clue what Looksmaxxing was a couple weeks ago. I'm not even gonna lie, and I am not old. I'm literally 16 years old, so this is my age range, that people who are obsessed with this stuff. I am the target audience, and yeah, I don't know. I did not know a lot about it. So I definitely learned a lot. I hope you guys did. I hope you guys can take something away from this, and hopefully, can spread positivity and not be so negative and be a horrible person like Clavicular is. And hopefully, you can, nothing wrong. Yet again, I do want to say there's nothing wrong with wanting to improve your appearance, but don't take things too extreme. Don't go crazy. Don't do things who are harmful. Don't do things that are harmful to yourself. Please don't. It's just not, none of it is worth it in the end, because personality matters too, and don't get caught up with the ideas that only appearance matters, because it doesn't. But yeah, let me know yet again if you want an Andrew Tate video, because I would definitely be down to doing some research on him, because I don't fully know, I know about him and I know he's a bad person, but I don't know fully everything that happened. I know there's a lot that happens. So I'd definitely be down for doing a video if you guys want to see that. I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye!